It's the SMOD father checking in again. Welcome to Clint's Meadow of Doom. Doing a video today. Wanted to talk about different forms of physical media, physical format for music. I'm an old school guy. I believe that people should buy physical format, and I think that's the best way to support artists. And I know that a lot of bands are not able to afford to print physical media, and I understand that. So, hey, Bandcamp, digital downloads, if you have to do that, is perfectly fine. I'm a huge supporter of Bandcamp and digital downloads to support artists that don't have physical format. But if they do have physical format, I highly recommend supporting them and purchasing physical format. I believe bands make the most money on physical format. And I think it's just right to have music that you care about in a physical form that you can hold in your hand. And you get the full experience that way. And you truly take ownership of the collection of music that you have. It's harder to feel connected to the music when it's just on a MP3 file or on a computer file, a digital file. It's kind of harder to feel the connection to it without it being something you can hold in your hand. So I've always loved physical format, and I've always been a supporter of it. I own a ton of physical format, mostly CDs, and in this video I wanted to talk about vinyl records versus CDs. There's a kind of a long-standing camp divide between the two, and it has a lot to do with your era that you're from, your age, but it seems to be that vinyl seems to be the big thing. It made a comeback in the last 10 or 20 years or so. It seems to be a very popular format for even the type of music that I post on here. Stoner rock seems to be a pretty popular choice for people, and I understand why. Vinyl is definitely a wonderful, warm, organic format for music. It's old school. It takes you back to the 70s, glory days of music. I tend to gravitate towards CDs just for the practical. They're practical. It's just the convenience of them. That's mainly why I have collected them in mass. You can get a lot more CDs for a lot less money. So if you're into buying a ton of records, like I want to buy a ton of records. If I want to buy a ton of records, I can't really buy 500 or 1,000 vinyl records. And so for me, it's been affordability and the practical nature of CDs. Also, playing them in the car. I've always loved to play music in the car. Very old school that way. I just like to have a CD playing in the car. I don't like radio, and I know that you can hook up MP3 players or phones and play your phone or play your MP3 player in the car, but I'm just so used to playing CDs. So without having CDs, it's harder to play music in the car. Vinyl obviously was not going to work in the car, so that's another reason that I've always gravitated more towards CDs. Also, to be able to burn them to a computer, I've always liked the ability to burn them to your computer and add them to your digital collection or an MP3 player, which is a very handy thing to have. I'm not a big fan of collecting music on your phone, but I do have a Zune, and a Zune is a competitor to iPod, which came out in the 2000s, and in the around 2000, probably around 2007, 2008, it came out to compete with iPod. This is an 80 gigabyte MP3 player. They also sell 120 gigabyte Zune, but Zune went out of production. They couldn't compete with iTunes, and so they stopped the production. But a Zune is really awesome, very, very awesome MP3 player. Lots of storage room, simplicity. You don't have to deal with the corporate nonsense and restrictions of iTunes. And I just got fed up with iTunes way back in like 2009. I was already fed up with it by then. I had it in my first MP3 player was an iPod. I had it for a couple years and I got fed up with iTunes, and iTunes is way worse now than it was back then. iTunes just isn't accessible enough. It isn't, I don't like the expense of it. I don't like the restrictiveness of it. But Zune is a very underrated MP3 player. So, hey, if you want to try something else out, you can get Zunes online on eBay and places like that for a couple $100. It's worth it, and stores really good music. Very simple menu to go through. It's just a simple, basic MP3 player for people who just want the no nonsense, just an easy MP3 player. Just very accessible to the user. The artwork is much better on the Zune as well. The artwork is much more accessible. For a guy who just wants to collect as much music in one spot as possible and have it be really easy and accessible, Zune is where it's at. But I always liked to be able to add my collection of music to my MP3 player easily, and CDs allowed me to do that. So CDs, again, just the affordability, the fact that I can play them in my car easily, and the fact that I can download them to a computer and put them on a portable MP3 player. That's really been why I gravitate towards CDs. I own probably 1,000 or more CDs. It's a massive CD collection, which I want to make a video kind of showing a large portion of that CD collection. But despite gravitating towards CDs, I do have a sizable vinyl record collection. As you can see here, it fills a tote. I probably have about 100 vinyl records, and I just wanted to go through and give them a little bit of love here. Even though I'm a CD person, I definitely will admit that vinyl has a lot of great traits to it, and I understand why it's so popular. I've gotten lots of vinyl records sent to me by the kind bands that I've worked with. Weird Al, Ever the Silver Cord Be Loosed. Okay, this is one of my favorite vinyl records that I have in my collection, one of my favorite albums that I have in my collection. And the one thing I really like about vinyl, I think the best thing about vinyl is that the artwork has so much room to just show itself and really, especially with stoner rock, which is some of the coolest artwork in music. A vinyl record for stoner rock, you're going to get to see a huge display for the artwork, which it deserves. So, that's the one thing I don't like about CDs for sure, is that the artwork is not nearly as prevalent. But there's more Weird Al, Interstellar Skeletal, and this one, Bubblegum Brainwaves. Again, the artwork, very interesting, striking. I got Black Willows, 3 Black Willows records on vinyl. Haze by Black Willows. This is a very good band, and they've been very, very big supporters of SMOD over the years. They never turned their back on me when it was convenient, like so many other bands did. So Black Willows are really cool, a really cool band. Definitely go support them. Of course, Death Radio. This is a famous record that was on the channel. Alarm, a Greek band, I believe, from Greece, and really crazy artwork. I love the artwork. Very retro looking. They're a good band. I got Green Druid. Ashrin Blood. Say the artwork is so expansive on these vinyl records that you can barely even fit it on camera here. Of course, I'm using a small camera here, not a big camera that could fit more of this in the picture, but here's a Sautris, I think, or Sautris. I don't know how to pronounce the band name exactly. Their album Reed, one of my favorites, very Tool-sounding band, and they're very progressive stoner, very progressive sounding. A really great band. The artwork is really beautiful on this record. Pink Tank Records, of course, a really fantastic modern stoner rock label from the 2010s, and is still, I believe, active today, Pink Tank is. They're from Germany. They're a great record label, so go check them out. I got Slap Guru, another very nice supported band that have been friends of mine. Slap Guru. Diagrams of Pagan Life here. So I got Baron Crane. Baron Crane, I believe a French band. I could be wrong, but I believe they're from France. I love this artwork. Very distinctive. I actually have a poster in my room of this album cover. Craft Machine, another very nice supportive band of SMOD. They sent me their record here. I Cosmonaut is the name. I'm not going to go through all my records. I want to keep the channel. I want to keep this video fairly short, but here's another really nice supportive band with really great artwork that you can really appreciate on vinyl. Tales from Outer Space from UFO AM. Very strange band name. OFOAM. These guys are really a fantastic band. I believe instrumental, spacey, stoner, heavy psych, instrumental rock. A very, very kind, supported band for my channel. I really appreciate them, and I've helped them out promoting their music. Put up several of their releases from the channel. Fuzz Crafter, a very great band that was on the channel. Another instrumental band, Fuzz Crafter. Very cool band name. So I got a lot of good stoner rock on vinyl, and I'm glad to have it. But I wouldn't have it if the bands hadn't sent me their records for a thank you for helping promote their music. So that's one of the perks of doing this type of job, is that you get stuff sent to you. I've also had a lot of CDs sent to me as well. You know, Hypnotic Nausea. That's a really great band as well. Another kind of progressive sounding band. I like the progressive stoner stuff. This is Death of All Religions. It's a great record. Yeah, I got Coma Kozer. Look at that artwork. Now that's a beauty, isn't it? That is beautiful album artwork right there. That's where it's at. That's what you come to stoner rock channels to see. That kind of artwork. That is sweet. Astra Planeta. Astra Planeta. Black Pussy. Oh no, it's bad language. I can't say that word. This band is really a nice desert sounding, straight ahead, almost, you know, Queens of the Stone Age, kind of like a Palm Desert, Southern California type of band. Straight ahead stoner, Fu Manchu-ish kind of band. This is Magic Mustache, the album is called. They're a cool band. If you haven't heard them, Black Pussy. This is another one with really great artwork that's been on the channel. Moat. The band called Moat. Samalis. A kind of an epic, progressive sounding stoner rock band as well. That artwork is just so cool. Yeah. I got Age of Truth. Age of Truth. Threshold. I remember uploading this for these guys. They were very grateful and supportive. A really cool band from the United States. Nice, cool red album cover. You know, vinyl definitely, I mean, when you have artwork like this, having vinyl, it's like having art. It's like having your own painting. You could, I would just as well hang these on my wall and throughout my house, honestly, and display them as paintings. You know, I mean, with stoner rock, you just can't go wrong with vinyl art. It's just the perfect medium for displaying the artwork of stoner rock. Here's Automaton, a great into the very doomy, sludgy, slow trudging doom stoner, mostly doom type of album, and the artwork is really, really cool as well. I believe this band is from Greece. Greece has quite the scene. So, I don't have a huge vinyl collection, but I've got enough. Those are my thoughts on the different formats of music. CD versus vinyl, they both have their merits, and I can completely understand why vinyl is so popular, especially with the stoner rock scene. I can definitely see why it's making a comeback. So CD versus vinyl. So what do you guys prefer? Let me know in the comment section. Are you a fan of physical format? Do you support bands? Do you purchase a lot of music that you love on physical format so you can hold it in your hand and support the artist the best way? Let me know what you like. Vinyl, CD, tapes? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video. I'll do a video about my CD collection in the future, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be a massive video. Thanks for watching. Doom on, guys. Talk to you soon.